crafters, Karen here from Karen's Crafting Company, and in today's video it's all about showing you how to create a card using the Sarah Renee Clark's color cubes. I have both sets, and I'm sure you might be a little bit familiar with these if you watch Call Me Crafty Al's channel, which I know a lot of you subscribers here on my channel are also subscribers of Alicia's. And she's been using them quite often, and I was definitely inspired from her to buy these and give them a shot, and I'm really glad that I did. So just a little bit of a background of the color cubes and how they work. So like I mentioned, I have two volumes, volume 1 and volume 2, and these cubes are to help you pick out color to create a project. So for example, if you look at this card here, it shows you an image of all the colors that are in the palette. So what will happen is you would use those colors to create your project, whether you're coloring, scrapbooking, if you're making cards, creating a page layout for scrapbooking. These cards will definitely come in handy to help you use the right color palette. So you see there are different shades there, and it gives you the option to go from light to dark. So you don't have to use all the colors that are in the palette. They are there simply to help you out. So you can use as many or as few as you'd like. So what I decided to do is I brought in my, I used my Google Assistant to help me pick a number, because if I just go on and pick my number myself, I won't pick it if I don't like it. So by using the Google Assistant, it forces me to use the card that the Google Assistant gave me. So it chose number 16. So as you saw here, I've got these pretty color palettes, and they are, kind of like fall colors. And so what I'm going to do is, the majority of my inks are Distress Oxide inks, and I have this color swatch chart from Lou Collins, and she is a YouTuber, and she's a big crafter, and she absolutely loves the Distress Oxides, and she has a bunch of videos on the oxides and the inks, and she created this swatch chart, and it's yours for free. And so I printed it out, and I went ahead and I made this swatch chart. So I will have Lou Collins' information in my description box below, so feel free to check her out. So here I'm taking the card and I'm going through my colors, and I'm trying to figure out what color I want. So the colors aren't exact, but I had a choice between the Candied Apple and the Crackling Campfire, and I went ahead with the Crackling Campfire. So that was my reddish orange color. And then for my yellow, I went with the Fossilized Amber. Now you can see when I line the card up next to some of these colors, they aren't exact, and that's okay. But if they come really close, then it's a home run. So there I'm showing you the green, which is the Forest Moss. And then for my last color, that beige that you see on the bottom, the camel color, I will be bringing in my Frayed Burlap Oxide. And it's, a pretty close match, and it works really well. So the only color I'm not using today is that taupe. I don't have an ink that comes close to that, and I don't want to mix my oxides and my dye inks together, because the oxides leave a different kind of a finished touch. So now we're going to get started with the card, and here I already cut a card front, and I'm going to use the craft cardstock for my card base. And for my stamps today, I'm bringing in Call Me Crafty Al's Abstract Botanical stamp set. And what's great about this stamp set is you get all the stamps that you see here, whether, with the different floral prints and the sentiments. You also get these two stencils. And I will be using this stencil today because I wanted to use one of those shapes. You'll see as I'm ink blending on the front of the card. And here I'm just showing you the different stamps that I will be picking. And then the sentiment is the thinking of you. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with the ink blending. Now that Sizzix grid paper that you see, that is actually sticky, and I've just placed it on one of my old cutting boards that I have from Creative Memories. And it's going to help hold the stencil in place. But I'm still going to bring in my mint tape just to help to secure it and make sure that that stencil does not move when I'm ink blending. So I'm going to start with the frayed burlap, and I'm just going to fill in that shape, and I tap off the side, and then I ink blend in both counterclockwise and clockwise directions. And I'm just filling in, that space there. And then I'm going to move to the fossilized amber. And as you can see, the stencil is overlapped. And I did that on purpose. I definitely want to have those two colors blended together. And again, I'm just doing the same thing, filling in that shape. And you notice that I filled in that other shape with the mint tape. And I didn't want to get any ink on there. So now this last section I'm doing with the crackling campfire. And you'll see in just a minute that on the top there, I should have put some mint tape because I end up getting some of the ink on the border part of my card, the card front. So now that I've finished all my ink blending, now I'm going to bring in my stamps, and I'm going to stamp those into the colored shapes that are on the card front. So I bring in my stamping platform, I line that up, and then I'm just going to take the stamps and I'm going to place them on each of those shapes. I love this stamp set, and I've had it for a while. I'm honestly trying to remember when Crafty came out with it. It's been a couple of years that I do know. And she, I remember she also did a class on it, and it's a great stamp set. Definitely need to use it more often. And when I chose to start doing the color swatches, I decided, you know what, I want to bring in the abstract botanicals, and I want to start playing with those. So I'm definitely happy with how everything turned out. I love these color cubes. They are really, really handy, and they do help me pick out the colors that I know will definitely match with each other. So you see there that I did stamp twice because I didn't get a good first impression. So I always go back to that. The stamp platform definitely helps with you being able to go back and get that second stamping impression. So I did go ahead and I cut off the top part that was ink blended that I didn't want on there. And now I'm going to go ahead and stamp my sentiment on there. Now, I don't know if you could see up close, but you can still see a little bit of that like crackling campfire up on the top. I didn't cut it off all the way. And I'm going to show you what I do later, how to fix that. So there's my Thinking of You sentiment. And I used my VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink because I wanted to give it a shine. And because it's a pigment ink, it does take a little bit longer to dry. So I'm bringing in my clear embossing powder, and I'm going to heat emboss that, and you'll see that the black will definitely be shiny once I'm done heat setting that. So there's the finished sentiment, and there I was just showing you, where that extra inking was. So all I'm going to do is to help cover that up, I'm taking the crackling campfire, and I'm just taking my blending brush and I'm just tapping it along the edges to help cover up that spot so it doesn't look like it was there by mistake. So I did go ahead and I put some double-sided foam tape on the back because I wanted this raised on my card base. So I'm just, taking off the release paper, and I will then adhere this to the front of my card. Now, I didn't do this on camera, but I will layer the inside with white cardstock. And here's the finished piece. So I'm really happy with how this turned out. I think it looks really great. I'm really happy with the color cubes, and I can't wait to continue to use them. So stay tuned for more videos. And until my next video, I hope your day is a crafty day. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you again real soon. Bye-bye.